We are live. This is the Purp Show, Season 6, Episode 15. We're going to be talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's Spider-Man. It's a Spider-Man pandemic outside right now, and it's going crazy. Numbers is going crazy for this first week. They're saying this shit could possibly hit 1 billion in its first week. That'd be so fucking crazy.
Whoa. Crazy. Not surprising, but Spider-Man does good numbers, man. Even when the movie's not that good, Spider-Man Spider-Man and Batman are like guaranteed bank, hits for comic book movies, guaranteed.
Right. So it's like, if those numbers are true, though, I don't know, man. It'll be crazy. It'll be crazy for sure.
Dude, $1 billion in let's call it 3+ days, because whoever went on Thursday night to go and see it, and random previews Wednesday stuff. Like, I don't know if those people are paying for it, if they're counting their money. I have no freaking clue. But to do $1 billion, like, okay, what you think it's going to do? What, 350 million in America?
Domestically, just 300 something. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's going to hit 300. I don't know about 350. That was the highest number I've seen anybody out there projecting.
So I guess that's what throws the AMC app Friday, because I was trying to show Terrence how all the shows were sold out for for Friday, and I had to get in at 9:00, and the app it had me in a queue, and I was like, wait a minute. the last time that happened was, I guess, when the Odyssey was dropping the tickets, but yeah, the app was like you couldn't get on there for a few hours.
That's what I was saying on Twitter. It's like, it's real when you get to pull up your Gmail and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had that shit on. I was like, all right, because my shit was bugging too. My shit was bugging too.
Yeah.
For like they put me like an 8-minute line. I'm like, fuck out of here. I'm gonna pull up this fucking email real quick. Like, got me fucked up. But
I just goes to show. So Doomsday got their work cut out for them, man. Because Doomsday, of course, is projected to make even more.
And that's what I'm saying. It's just like people are still doubting Doomsday. Like, I know these are two. Like, it's Spider-Man. Like, for Marvel, it's Spider-Man, Avengers, and X-Men. Those are their guaranteed money makers. Like, those are the big events. Like, that's what people are waiting for. Like, they're waiting for the Avengers movies. They're waiting for the X-Men movies, and the Doomsday tickets are already sold out. At least the first batch. And knowing how they went crazy for Spider-Man, I can only imagine what Doomsday is going to do on top of Doom. And that makes me think like Doomsday is going to really surprise people as far as like it performing in the box office, and that's coming out around Christmas. So that's going to be insane. Like, we're in the summer right now, but like, just imagine just Christmas.
Remember, I was we was going back and forth, and I barely got my tickets for the opening day. Barely got my tickets, man. Like the show that I finally got, there was only like about 7 seats left.
And I'll say this was smart of them to go first, because I was always wondering like who's gonna put out they tickets first, even though like Dune knows that like the Dune fans know they like whenever those go on sale, they're gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
those are gonna sell out like hockey. I think they put out the 70 millimeter tickets early, and those ones kind of sold out really fast as well. I'm not sure, but now it's just like, you gotta put, now the people that got Doomsday tickets, you gotta plan around that if you want to see both movies in both days.
Let me tell you something. That's dirty though. How there's no IMAX screenings for Spider-Man or Doomsday.
Well, it's not. Well, I mean, no,
but they don't really need it.
They'll be out there for a while. You don't think it'll ever go into the IMAX?
They don't really need it, because like I think Spider-Man is proof. Like they don't need it. Like,
yeah, but don't you want it?
Yeah, but at the same time, it's just like, you still got Dolby, you still got Screen X, they still got the 4DX, they still got the other premium shits like that they can take over, and Dune will only have the IMAX and the regular screen. So they'll definitely have more screens. I think they'll have more screens than Doom for sure. Like as a total,
yeah.
like
It's
like
not
I
even
can
gonna be
see
close.
Doomsday having like 4,000, and then fucking Dune having like half that, or like 3,000, some shit like that, some shit like that, like some number like that.
I mean, the last number that I saw, Brand New Day, was in like, I think it was 700 more theaters.
That's crazy.
And I don't know how they count that number. Are they counting that by the building, or are they counting that by the literal number of screens? Because all kinds of places got 16 screens, and freaking 4 or 5 of them are playing Spider-Man.
I don't know. I think it's by screen. I'm assuming because if this ain't by screen, I'm assuming this actual, even if there's 10 screens in one theater, it's on playing on all those screens, Yeah,
right,
but it's funny because I was trying to watch the IMAX, but I'm like, holy shit! I said there's no IMAX for Brand New Day, so I guess I said Chris Nolan. Look, Chris Nolan took one of them, and now Dune's taking the other one.
So do either of you watch the movies in 3D?
No.
Nah, last movie I watched in 3D was I think Badlands, Predator.
Oh, okay.
Avatar for me. The only movies I watch in 3D are like Avatar, or if they make another Alita Battle Angel or some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll probably watch that. Or Dread. If they make another Dread movie, because I think those were like some of the best uses of 3D. But like, no,
I mean, you got to know ahead of time when you're making a 3D movie if you want to make it in 3D. Because I remember the example that I always use is the first Jurassic World, when the freaking Mosasaurus jumps up out of the water and splashes the whole crowd.
Dude, that was gangster.
Right. It was awesome. Just think how much more awesome it would have been if they would have gave you the first person view and the water was splashing at you instead of watching it go from the left-hand side of the screen to the right-hand side of the screen.
Yeah. It's interesting, like all these different formats though. Like I'd be wondering like what's gonna be the next, like are they gonna be able to combine all of these? Like I'd be even looking at the the Sphere over there in Vegas, like that kind of dome.
That'd be fun.
Isn't that how they did isn't that how you screened Wizard of Oz in the
Sphere? Like something like that. I feel like that is like
what I'm getting at is, okay, let's say they have the technology, you got to go to the location, you got to use it. If you're in the virtual reality like that, you never have to deal with anybody fucking with their phone.
Yeah, well, you gotta take the crooked with the straights, though, man. Like I love, like if you get a right crowd, man, like there's nothing like it, man. Of course.
I mean, I was in like the 4th row for Spider-Man, so I mean, there could have been somebody behind me dicking around, but nobody in front of me was.
What format did you just saw regular, or did you see it in Dolby? TV.
I gotta ask the person who bought the tickets. One moment.
Oh Lord! Well, shit,
I know. I already know a shot. Like I know you go to Dolby every time. Like,
almost. I didn't get to see Odyssey in Dolby because every show was sold out.
I'm being told that we saw it in regular format.
Okay.
And it was great.
Yeah, I like it in Dolby. Dolby was tough.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm addicted to Dolby. Ever since I first saw the Batman. The Batman was my first Dolby experience, and I was hooked ever since.
Which Batman? The Batman?
The Batman, yeah, that was my first Dolby experience. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the Batman in Dolby is fire. That's what
in the movie, going into the movie.
What's that?
Well, I was asking, did you know everything, like all of the surprises in the movie going into it?
Which one?
Anything that wasn't officially revealed.
You talking about Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't did I know anything going in? No. Only thing I knew was that the Hulk was in there and that Punisher was in there. I didn't watch any trail. Only trail I saw was the
smart.
Yeah. But Purp, that's my approach now. So if it's something that I really want to see, I avoid all trailers. Now, if it's something that
I just do that,
then
I just do that. Yeah, I just do that in general. You know what I'm saying? But like, if I'm watching, like, if I accidentally just been just sitting in the theater and then it just comes on, like, fuck, I already saw this. It's like even like with the Dune show, I was like, damn, I didn't want to watch this, but it's just like it's fire. Like this shit is fire. They could like this trailer is. I just like because I didn't see this trailer. I was like, this shit's fire. I can't wait. No, and all those people that got to see the little prelogue before the Odyssey, lucky motherfuckers got to see 4 minutes of peak. Yeah.
No, but check it out. I'm gonna tell you what I did though. I forgot what movie it was recently, but I forgot what movie I went to go see. But they put on the Brand New Day trailer, and I walked out. I said I will excuse myself, and I stepped out. I stepped out. I took a little stroll around the theater, just looking at all the posters and shit, and I came back when it was gone.
You know what I said? I said it would be petty of Warner Brothers is if they re-released Dune Part 1 and 2 in IMAX as well alongside Endgame. I'm like, y'all are really bold. I was like, that's crazy. Even though that's gonna go crazy too.
Yeah. Facts.
And that's a month, like over like almost a month away.
I don't know. Did they say how much literal minutes are being added to the movie?
7 minutes.
So 7 extra minutes is part of the 7 minutes.
It's probably the post credit. A 7 minute post credit that'd be worth it.
I don't know. I feel like some stuff is being added in the movie,
or they could possibly like show the trailer. Maybe they'll probably most likely show the trailer before the movie, and then like the post credit.
No, I mean
will be like this.
It's going to be something to do with obviously conjecture. I don't know anything for certain. Nobody knows anything for certain, especially the people that read this alleged full leak. What a load of crap.
Oh, yeah, why do people do that?
Full leak, yeah.
I don't know. When was the last time? Like, we've been doing this for many years. When was the last time that somebody read a full leak and got it all right? Because I'll tell you this, everything that happens in Doomsday has already been theorized about. Somebody out there knows, like, they got this part right, different person got that part right, different person that got that part right. The whole movie is out there if you're able to piece it together. The point is, you don't know how the pieces go together.
Right. You don't know how it's gonna like this pretty much is the precursor for Secret Wars. That's the real shebang.
Okay, so can we you said you didn't want to go in order because that's boring. Can we start at the end?
Yeah, let's get into it. It's Spider-Man Brand New Day spoiler talk. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna, shoot the shit. This is what Tom Holland's 4th entry. He's the only one that has gotten 4 past the 3. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Tom.
Thor got 4.
No, I'm saying it's Spider-Man.
Oh, that's Spider-Man. Okay.
Yeah, because Andrew didn't get his 3, so it sucks for him. Toby got his 3.
Yeah, but at least Andrew got like 2.5.
Yeah. But I'm saying he still didn't get that official 3, which like even though you could say. No Way Home is his 3rd movie, but we're not gonna play.
No, I get what you mean. I would agree with you that it doesn't count in the traditional sense of a trilogy. Like, he got royally screwed over because he does a pretty damn good job.
Yeah, so with this spoiler talk, we're just gonna go all over the place because it's like everybody wants to go like in order. We don't got time for that shit. So let's just. Go ahead.
Okay, so the movie takes place in the year 2028 because they do the whole 4 years of college essentially in the first act. Well, damn near in the first scene. That's not the point. The point is, where in the hell is his beacon coming from in the post-credit scene?
That's a good question because that's teasing at a lot of things that like saying like he's already in Battle World.
Okay, that was my first thought. You know what my second thought was?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on a different plane of existence or in a different dimension. He's talking to Madam Web because he's becoming more arachnid, and now that his DNA is higher and he has essentially more power, he's going to be able to connect to that universe the way that he hasn't previously.
So he's going to talk to the Madam Web you're talking about.
Yeah,
Dakota.
I don't know if it'll necessarily be her if they use somebody else, but
another theory because somebody another theory says about so that could possibly be Toby because that could be a different, saying that Spider-Man that they're picking up on, and he could be also. So like either way, I don't think it's that like hard to pick up or just like.
Now I'm curious because I feel like on the Spider-Man tracker, when they're looking at Earth, there's more than one symbol, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are there 3 symbols?
Wait, what?
Like, and in the post-credit scene, when it switches to the little map or whatever, it's initially looking at Earth, and there's more than one spider symbol on the map. But is there 3 spider symbols?
It could possibly be
using that. Get all 3 of them. Yeah, we could probably get all 3.
So if there was 3, I'd have to go back and look or have, I'm sure it's on Twitter someplace. That's not the point. If there's 3 symbols, is that supposed to be in a reference to No Way Home where there were 3 Spider-Man and now there's another Spider-Man over there, which is potentially Miles Morales?
I don't think that.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I don't think they're gonna put Miles in this just yet. I think that if anything, I think Miles will definitely show up in the next Spider-Man. I think they'll save that for that.
You don't think that he was the little boy that was in this movie?
No,
Peter saves.
I thought legally they couldn't use Miles Morales in the MCU. I thought that was like strictly for Sony.
You can't name him, but that's the same way as they retroactively told you that the boy that Tony Stark saves is Peter Parker.
I would like to see Miles. That's just what I heard. I read that legally they can't use Miles Morales in the MCU.
Right, I know. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's technically.
And Kevin already said he wants to wait until after Across the Spider-Verse and like they wrap up that stuff to really.
So you think that this movie takes place before Doomsday?
That's what they said. This is that's why he's not in Doomsday.
Yeah.
Why couldn't he be in Doomsday if this takes place before it? He can't go to Doomsday after this movie?
Or it's taking place at the same time.
I think it takes place at the same time.
Simultaneously, yeah.
Yeah. Because I think Toby is supposed to. Because I think Toby's supposed to be in Doomsday, but Tom's going to be popping up in Secret War. I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of surprises in Doomsday that because people keep complaining about the Doomsday, the Avengers lineup, but people forget about Sentry. They're hiding Sentry for a reason. They're hiding certain characters or not revealing. Monica, I think Monica definitely is going to play a big role, whether in this movie or.
Do we all agree that the trailer when they're all standing in that room together with the 3 Earths in the background, that there are people edited out?
Yeah, for sure. Because they did that the first time, because when we saw the first little story teasers that they put out, when Shuri was walking out there, we didn't see that whole wall of water and shit like that. That was not there.
Oh, okay.
So definitely, which is kind of smart. It's the same thing they did with Infinity War. When they're all running, that's not in the fucking movie at all. You know what I'm saying? So. Some of the shit might not even make it to the movie, so the actual movie. So
this movie ends in 2028. Endgame ends in 2024. So we think that we're still Doomsday is in the future from where we are right now. You know what I mean? Because everything up to Endgame, Infinity War, takes place in the year 2018. It came out in the year 2018. And then we go to Endgame, boom, 5-year jump.
Right.
And we've been catching up to that. And now, boom, Spider-Man was supposed to essentially take place right after Endgame. And, right after No Way Home. I don't think there's a huge gap of time. But then we do 4 years in the movie.
I like the little quote that they put out that Doom says that they're all living fake lives, and that, to your point, everything since Endgame has all just been kind of just fake,
relatively speaking. I've liked a lot of it.
These characters aren't supposed to have their lives. Spider-Man's supposed to be dead. He's not supposed to be out here willy-nilly.
Okay, I would say the biggest difference between, because everybody like big talk about, Doom doesn't have the buildup that Thanos has. Okay, whatever, that's fine. But that's, I would say, because all of the movies, phases 1, 2, and 3, point towards Infinity War and Endgame, and they come before, so they're leading up to it. Whereas everything that's happened after Endgame, until we get to like Fantastic Four, like Fantastic Four is in a completely different universe, but everything's been pointing backwards at Endgame. Like, this is the fallout from what happened here. This is the fallout from what happened here. Like, everybody wants to reference Endgame, which I get that you wanted to do that for a while, but I feel like they did it for too long.
Yeah, and I've always said I think Doom was always supposed to be a part of this these like at least Secret Wars. He was supposed to be literally. That's what I'm saying. He was literally supposed to be a secret. You know what I'm saying? I think he was going to do something. Get rid of the council, okay? Because like that whole line of y'all are all living fake lives, or just like I could see like just everything that the Kangs are doing that was going to play a part in that. That's just my tinfoil theory, but it makes sense because it's like when they kind of shifted gears away from the Kang stuff, it's just like it made me think like, oh damn, so they're gonna go white all this and then just go right back to the drawing board, and we're gonna like delay these movies indefinitely. They only delayed it like 6 months, but swinging it back to Spider-Man though. No, you're good. But it's all coincides with itself. But anyways, starting back in the beginning, I like we're picking up where we left off, where we see a montage of Spider-Man just going through cleaning up the streets and just everybody just praising him. But he's miserable. He's miserable. He's alone. Depressed. I was like, man, this is a really like different type of Spider-Man movie, like just setting the tone early, with just not even it being like a dark looking movie. Like I think it still had a bunch of color and stuff like that, but it was able to capture that, really sad. You can just feel what Peter's feeling at that time, and just seeing what he goes throughout the film was really dope. But how did y'all feel about the beginning with the whole montage and just seeing him like from Tombstone to just different types of villains throughout the years?
I liked it, and then I didn't like it, and I tell you why. I liked it because I loved the homage that it paid to the comic books, where it showed like like certain shots. It was like be straight from the cover of a comic, right? So I was loving it because I'm like, damn, this is Spider-Man. Like this has that Spider-Man energy, that Saturday morning Spider-Man cartoon energy, right? But then I didn't like it because when they showed Tombstone, I'm like, oh shit, Tombstone, and then he was gone.
Yeah.
10 seconds, that motherfucker was out. I said, wait a minute. And when I saw they cast your boy as Tombstone, I was looking forward to it. Like, oh shit, we got the, and he was in and out just like that, And then Scorpion, I'm like, wait a minute, when did my man get the Scorpion suit? And it was no explanation for that. And then it was just then he was gone for a minute. So I was like, damn, they just brushed over some popular Spider-Man villains and then get right to the whole, the meat and potatoes, I guess, of the story. But I'm like, damn. I said we couldn't get a little more time with Tombstone,
So that was the same guy who was playing the villain in Black Lightning.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I seen him and I was like, fuck, man, that guy's familiar. And then when you said his name, I was like, oh shit, he was the guy from Black Lightning.
Right. Yeah, that's I think a lot of us was like that, and then it was like 10 seconds, he's gone.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, but I definitely think they could bring him back. You know what I'm saying? Because like where I feel like they're going is pretty interesting. Like as far as setting up, a possible new love interest. I think they're going to bring in Felicia Harvey. I think Anya Taylor-Joy is just like a no-brainer for that role. And then you could bring in Harry. You know what I'm saying? You could start bringing them after like Secret Wars. I think that'd be a perfect way to kind of.
I heard a couple of people out there saying that the chick from Obsession should be Black Cat.
But I heard she's already like looking into playing something for the X-Men. But I could definitely see that as well.
Oh, okay.
That'd be interesting. But they're doing a lot of casting for that as well. But so yeah, Peter's dealing with the fact that he's alone, he's broke.
Is he broke?
I mean, yeah, if you got like a 3D printer and all that.
Yeah, where'd he get all that tech from? That's a lot of tech.
Hey man, that I guess that's his life savings right there, and just
what does he even do for a job? Do we know?
Yeah, it's funny. Like we can say you know what I'm saying. He's probably out there trapping while playing Spider-Man. Who knows? But
trapping.
Never mind.
I'm not hip to the lingo.
He's trapping webs, man. Trapping webs, man.
Oh.
But yeah, that's it's an interesting kind of thing. Just setting up the difference from this start of a new trilogy compared to the previous, where that's more of like dealing with like a coming of age, where this is adulthood. We're already seeing that. We've seen that with the scene with Yelena, which some weird ass people got some weird takes about that shit. I was just like, y'all are just really
tell me
weird.
A couple of the weird takes, because
like they're saying like,
I wish I wouldn't have known that she was going to show up, because I didn't know she was going to show up.
I didn't
when I watched Hawkeye, and I was like, holy fucking shit, there she is.
Yeah,
but I heard somebody, I don't remember who it was, somebody on Twitter was like, oh yeah, everybody's going crazy over seeing Florence Pugh topless in Spider-Man. I was like, what the fuck?
But she was topless. We just didn't see the top, but,
right?
Yeah, so pretty much like somebody said, "Oh man, this is sexual harassment." Like, of course she would. I was like, "Yo, that is just a weird take to have," or just saying like
sexually harassed Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was like, "Yo, the dude just got done fighting. He's bruised up. He's like, yo, take a, you know what I'm saying? A nice steam bath."
Well, then she also sexually harassed, I don't know, that detective or police chief, or what role is that chick playing?
Oh yeah, the detective. Yeah, she's like the chief. I guess she's like the chief. Pretty much like a Commissioner Gordon type of.
Well, I mean, as much as I love Commissioner Gordon, like, I don't necessarily give high marks to the Batman the way that you and Zod do, but I am a huge fan of Detective Gordon. He's phenomenal.
Yeah. So
it also helps that he's Jeffrey Wright. Like that.
Yeah, another thing I want to add about the opening, it reminded me of how Fantastic Four opened. It was like
I was about to say that. Yeah, that montage.
Yeah. But I thought it did a little bit better than Fantastic Four did, except for the fact that they just glossed over the villains real quick.
Okay, so yeah, I feel like we all think that they used them up a little. Like, I would have been okay with the movie being another 10-15 minutes long, so we can at least get a full fight with them instead of just the moment at the end of the fight. Like, I'd have been game for that. Yeah. I was watching the non-spoiler review on New Rockstars, and this was last night. I guess it was put out, so I seen it last night. And he goes, "Oh, like the first half of the movie drags." And I'm sitting there watching the movie, right? And I was like, I got to be well past the halfway point. I don't see anything dragging.
Yeah, I didn't feel the rush. I was enjoying it. I was just like, I was literally I had a smile on my face the whole. I was looking crazy. I had a smile on my face the whole movie.
Well,
like I was just like, man, it just felt good to just like, I was just like, man, we here like at a packed crowd.
So
you know what I'm saying, watching a fucking Spider-Man. It felt like No Way Home all over again. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about feeling good, right?
I hate to be the Debbie Downer here.
Oh, no.
Listen, but check it. Hear me out. Stay with me now. Okay. I'm going to see it again tomorrow, so I might enjoy it more the second time. But I think my expectations were probably too high, because I was anticipating this movie more than Doomsday, to be honest with you. Just because when it was announced that the Hulk was going to be in this movie, I said, "Oh my God, Punisher, Spidey, and the fucking Hulk, who was my favorite superhero." I was like, I think my expectations way too high. So the movie,
I can see how that would chap your ass.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Okay,
I can definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So the movie that I got, yeah. So the movie that I got was different than the movie that I was expecting. So I left a little unsatisfied, but story wise, I was on board for what was the whole thing with him. The man spider angle, introducing the mutants. You know what I'm saying? The whole Jean Grey thing. I was with all that, but I was like, damn, I don't know. It didn't hit like No Way Home for me. I thought No Way Home hit a lot harder than this did.
It's
my personal opinion.
interesting, and I could see that, but like me, I went into there like my expectations was like I know what to expect with like a Spider-Man movie, regardless of who's fucking playing the shit. Like I know where like kind of how to gauge it, so it's like not to put my expectations through the fucking roof, but like I guess I had mild expectations, but I was still excited. It was just one of those things. It's like the closer you get to it, the more excited you are about it. And going into it, I was just like, man, it felt like a breath of fresh air for like that was like kind of my experience. Just like, okay, it felt like all right, like this is a
brand new day.
Yes, like a refresh, but not like completely ignoring what has come before and stuff, and like dealing with like certain things and each character that is in this, whether it be Elena, Bruce, Frank, or Jean, they could all relate to Spider-Man or losing somebody, and like that's what kind of is the theme that you pick up on. It's just like everybody has lost somebody or is about to lose somebody, or you know what I'm saying, whether it's Jean with her sister, which was a fucking crazy reveal.
I never knew
like,
Jean Grey had a sister.
I don't know if she does.
I've been following X-Men for a long time. I never knew Jean Grey had a sister.
She does. It's like
from what year?
It's some deep cuts and stuff like that. Like I say, like
I don't necessarily have a problem with it because, like Rashad, I didn't know either way, but I'm very much sick of all of the people going to see movies and saying it's not comic accurate. It's like which comic are we talking about? Because ain't nothing that you've seen in the last 20 years in a comic book movie that's comic accurate to the first fucking version of every single fucking character that you love.
Right. And I like I said, I like just the interactions he has with the different heroes, different characters. Like starting with
the one-liners in this movie are spectacular.
Yeah, like starting with with Yelena and stuff like, and that was a surprise for me. I was like, oh, dope. And I don't understand
potatoes.
Yeah, I don't understand like, some people's hate for Yelena's character. I was like, she's a much better Black Widow than Natasha. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Like,
okay, first of all, dope. That's crazy. And
it's
also,
it's not a crazy take. It's not a crazy take. She's a better Black Widow.
Crazy take.
She's a better Black Widow.
Okay, I'll give you the number one reason why she's not a better Black Widow. The number one reason why she's not a better Black Widow is because she doesn't pose enough.
Poser. But I love that interaction with her and Peter, and her saying like, "Oh, you're a sad man." You know what I'm saying?
That's spectacular.
Yeah, you need
and it's just because it made you reflect on what she went through with Thunderbolts. Like she kind of went through her own kind of similar situation, so she can already understand like where Pete's coming from, and just her helping out and saying doing the intel stuff is really dope.
She was in the same position, in the exact same position with nobody.
That's what I mean, so you can kind of say it almost kind of bit off. I don't want to say bit off the Thunderbolts, but it's kind of like Thunderbolts 2.0 almost, because like it's almost the same story.
I can't think of another single character in the MCU that could have been more apt to have that conversation with him about being lonely.
Yep. Yeah. And then we have and I think the most unsuspected, but we know like with John Berthold, like anybody he match him up with, and like
sorry, but every scene that he is in, he is the star of.
Yeah, man, like the Punisher and like Spider-Man scenes is like that. That shit was dope. That's like
okay.
and that's dope that like, you know, Frank is pretty much like a big brother, like to Pete, and like that's really dope.
You got Spider-Man fighting the Hulk, and then boom, here comes the Punisher, just shooting his gun, sliding on the floor. And I was like, this guy's a fucking star.
Well, no, their chemistry is unmatched, man. I could watch a whole movie of like a team up movie of just those two because they work so well off each other.
Need what they should do. Go back. Oh, what happened, little baby?
Well, I mean, because they has like the perfect buddy cop formula of, you know, Peter being the straight guy, you know, we have to do everything by the book, and then Frank being like, it's almost like Riggs and Murtaugh, right? And Frank is like the rebel, you know, the guy that doesn't play by the rules with the foul mouth, and, you know, I don't give a fuck. It's like, no, you can't do that. You know, I love that dynamic between those two. To me, that was the highlight of the movie. Like, I think that's was if you say what you like most about that movie. Obviously, you think I would say the Hulk, which I did love the Hulk scene, but it was the banter between Peter and Frank. Those two.
Yeah, I like that, and I even like. I
was just gonna say what I was gonna say is they need to do about go back to making the one shots, these 4-minute films with just those two, and make fucking 100 of them.
Right, and that was all that was missing is Daredevil, man. I think they're going to say that for 5, but they're probably going. But that would have been a crazy way for him to like. There was a moment I was like, "Yo," but that's what I'm saying. Like I thought where the hand was at, I thought that was the same prison, but obviously not. Or just you know what I'm saying. He could have snuck out wherever Scorpion was locked up. I don't know if that was the same facility or whatnot, but
am I the only one that thought that Daredevil was gonna pop out when the hand was jumping Spider-Man? I'm like, okay,
that'd been crazy.
Yeah,
that'd been so crazy. That'd have been a crazy moment. If it not at the moment, like the perfect moment for him to come in is like if Frank came in there and then Daredevil came in behind him and they were all fighting the Hulk, like those three was fighting. Bro, that got such a pop in the theater.
Yeah. Well, I think speaking of Pop, okay, I embarrassed my son because the scene I was waiting for forever happened. Okay, when it was Professor Hulk, I was like, okay, this is cool, but I thought we were getting the Savage Hulk. And then when he became Savage Hulk, I had both fists in the air like I want to fight. I was saying, he's back. I said, my Hulk is back.
Because I knew it, the moment he says like the no banner. Just Hulk and shit like only Hulk. Like
I lost my shit. My son was like, "Oh my god, you acting like..." I said, "I am a kid right now. Leave me alone, son."
and you know, with the Hulk and just what's going on with Peter and Spider-Man with his like mutation and shit like that, and even with Jean, like, and that whole another kind of theme of just like kind of holding back or suppressing your powers and just. And just kind of being more yourself. That's what I liked about what they did with the Hulk in that moment where, he's probably going to go off and kind of like have to kind of go back to square one with a lot of shit, which is going to be dope to see. And I think they're going to set him up for a really interesting like moment. Probably, I would probably save it for like maybe Secret Wars and stuff like that.
I feel like something like that could lead to World War Hulk.
Yes, we need World
Possible.
Breaker. Yes, World Breaker.
I knew. Rashad's like, Hulk's my favorite character. I knew you'd like that comment.
Yes, we need World Breaker. Yes, we do. Wait,
I
was gonna say something. Shit, that's an old man.
I got a question. Who could play a bad cat in the MC? I was just saying, Anya Taylor-Joy would be the perfect. You know what I'm saying? I was saying that earlier,
like 20 minutes ago.
She be
Black Cat.
Black Cat.
Oh, Black Cat. Okay.
I just feel like that'd be a no-brainer.
We're gonna get Black Cat. Are we gonna get Spider-Gwen?
I think they could just do Felicia instead of doing, because they've already kind of remixed a lot of things. You can still bring in Harry maybe, or if you want to just what I've liked about they kind of tease something dark with like Ned's character where it's just like he might start get addicted to some certain things and whatnot that
I don't know,
that could turn, because when he had the two things in his hand, it's like, oh man, you could replace those with jack-o'-lanterns or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like little bomb shit.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot he becomes a hobgoblin. Yeah.
When does he have two things in his hand? What are you talking about?
When he went to the store or whatever, he was picking up the energy shit. Like he's like, oh, I heard they're highly addictive and stuff like that.
When he grabbed those little kegs.
Yeah, and he grabbed the kegs and the little 2 kegs. I was like, oh, they might be hinting at something, or might be looking too much into it. But just the fact that they kind of like played around with him.
I mean, I felt that way
struggling with his studying.
I felt that way right up until the end when they did the handshake.
Yeah.
Did any of y'all notice too how like I'm glad Hulk was in the movie, but I know originally that was supposed to be Doc Connors and not Dr. Banner. You know, the lizard, like in the original Man Spider storyline or whatever, when he's mutating, he sees Doc Connors first. You know, I forgot if it was pre-Lizard Doc Connor or after he became a lizard. I don't remember.
So how did y'all feel about like the fight between Spider-Man and the Hulk? I thought that was really good. It was like, I can see some people being disappointed and expecting like the Hulk to just be like, but like he's back to where he doesn't have anything to kind of like turn him back. I don't think he turned back or anything. He probably just like, you know what, let me get the fuck up out of here.
Purp. I was just happy he didn't get beat. My mama, listen, he already got beat by Hulkbuster Iron Man. He got beat by Thor. He got bodied by Thanos, okay? Hulk hasn't got a victory in a long time. So the fact that they did not allow Spider-Man to beat him, instead he begged for his life. He said, Hulk, you're my friend, and when he heard he backed off.
Because somebody like I follow on Twitter said like he had a problem with like the fact that Spider-Man was getting slammed around, but a bullet was able to kind of take, which it doesn't make sense, because I was like, bro, like Spider-Man is still superhuman. He could take some shit, like but
I don't think that he can take the armor-piercing round from his 50 cal.
Yeah, not that, like, you know what I'm saying, but like getting slapped around by the Hulk, he could take, like, you know what I'm saying, like that's what he was done after that. He was like, man, I'm good.
I don't know, Hulk to me, Hulk to me doesn't intentionally scale to whoever he's fighting, but he unintentionally scales to whoever he's fighting, because you gotta like his strength is exponentially grows relative to his anger. So if you don't anger him further, which was the whole "you're my friend" thing, it's like, well, how's that supposed to make a person angry? Unless you like hearing it from, like, I don't know, Hitler. Like, Hitler's like, "You're my friend," and you're like, nah, man.
Yeah,
I knew you a while ago. You weren't good then either.
And that's why I really like that they show with Tom showing more of his like battle IQ, like even fighting the Hulk really, like, and realizing like, yo, I can't throw hands with him. I gotta play defense. Trying to, I gotta try to, calm this motherfucker down. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, that was funny though.
I don't think that Hulk, in anything that he has ever been in, has punched with his full strength in the same way that Superman did when he fought Darkseid.
You don't think he was? You don't think he was trying with Thanos?
No, I don't think that he was.
I try not to remember that fight. Okay, I try not to think about that, because that was a very dark time in my life when I saw that. I hated that. I said, don't
worry. Thor is going to get the Hulk treatment with Doom. Like, that's coming with the two. Like, I think that there's going to be an ass whooping coming with that Stormbreaker stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, he got his ass whooped when he fought his sister.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm just happy that Hulk did not get beat, and I'm like, okay, Hulk in a Spider-Man movie. Like, I had a feeling that Spider-Man was going to somehow beat him or outsmart him or whatever, and Hulk was going to lose again. But the fact that he got the jump on Spider-Man and won, I was like, oh shit, well, at least he didn't get beat.
You don't consider what happened to Hulk? I wouldn't necessarily call it a beating in a sense of like pounding the ever-living crap out of somebody, but I feel like I would say that he beat him if we're talking about who won the fight.
Who won? No,
Hulk like Spider-Man continued on, whereas the Hulk fell to the ground and then eventually turned back into Bruce Banner.
No, Hulk won. Hulk won that fight. He had all that shit strapped to the back of him, but when Spider-Man said, "Hulk, I'm your friend,"
gave up.
He snapped out of it. Like,
which means that Peter won.
You're rage baiting me. You rage baited.
But no, Peter definitely fell with that first. Like, I'm your friend, bro. Chill. Like that's the equivalent to him saying, like, yo, chill, bro.
Yeah, winning the fight, even if
I'm just playing.
If I'm just playing. A good guy or a bad guy. So many of the fights in the MCU come down to talking the person out of what they're doing. It happens all of the time in the MCU. Like, very rarely do we get a Tony Stark killing Thanos or the Hulk beating the ever-living shit out of Loki, and then he gets taken away.
Tony got the last hit on Hulk in Age of Ultron. He knocked him out. Thor got the last hit on Hulk in Ragnarok, which I still don't like. And Thanos, okay, we know what Thanos did to the Hulk. So now there are definitive victories.
He dog walked the Hulk, man. He dog walked.
He dog walked him. Yeah, he mollywalked him.
I would agree with you if we're classifying victory and definitive victory. Like, this definitely wasn't a definitive victory, just because he kind of
he gave up. He tapped out.
Right.
He tapped out, Uncle.
No, I get that. It's a submission. It's not a knockout.
It's a look. Okay, if somebody submits in the UFC, that's not considered a victory.
It is. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that means that Peter Parker won.
Hulk won. No, he did not win.
Hulk is the one that tapped out. He's like, okay, I will stop fighting.
He gave up, and that's when he left the shit. If like you said, the matter Hulk gets, the stronger he gets. So Hulk had
put a vote on it,
right?
He would have snatched all. He would have snatched all that shit
my point is
Spider-Man
that the person who talks the other character out of doing what they're doing is the winner. Like, okay.
That was a verbal submission. Okay, so you had my arm in an arm bar. I said, stop. I can't, enough.
That means that I won, not you.
Huh?
If I have you in the arm bar and you tell me to stop doing it, that means that I won.
Thank you. That's what happened with Hulk and Spider-Man.
Yeah, except I'm Spider-Man in this scenario.
Yeah, Hulk had Spider-Man. He says, okay, that's enough. Fight's over. You gave up.
Yeah, Hulk gave up. The person who gives up loses. Like, you're a wrestling fan, right?
He's rage baiting me. I ain't falling for
this
shit.
The person, you're a wrestling fan, right? Hold on. You're a wrestling fan, right?
I'm a wrestling fan, yeah.
We both know how an I quit match works, right? The person who says I quit loses. Yeah. Who said I quit in this scenario?
Spider-Man said I quit.
No, the Hulk said I quit. You just said that the Hulk said he quit.
What?
No, it's Spider-Man quit.
Spider-Man quit, dude. Did we watch the same movie?
No. Spider-Man told the Hulk that he was his friend, and then Hulk stopped fighting.
What is
so that's what that you're so that's your that no because like when Peter said no, stop, I'm your friend. That's him saying I'm good, because like he had him dead to rights.
Yes, and he had his
he was about to fuck his shit.
He had his hand like, enough. I quit.
If he didn't say that shit, it'd been a wrap.
He didn't get a mollywop.
He would have kept punching him. Yeah, he was punching him in his shit.
Okay, so you're telling me that when Thor was fighting Gore in Love and Thunder, and then he couldn't handle him anymore, so he talked him down. You're telling me Thor didn't win that?
Nope.
Insane.
In the membrane.
All right, so next we going to the main event, because the antagonist of the movie was Jean Grey, which I feel like that's really interesting way to kind of frame the mutants, and I could see them doing that with with some of these movies. Like if they wanted to bring Storm in with Black Panther 3, I could see in some way how they can, but I like her inclusion into this in this movie, and just how they waited a bit to kind of really display like her like who she is, like what she's up to. It's from like jumping the body to body and stuff, and that was really creepy. That kind of like had some creepy elements to it. Kind of changed the tone of the movie and stuff like that.
Both of you know that she was playing Jean Grey?
No.
Yeah, I think it was everybody. If you were just in the know, like I think it was kind of obvious, but just how
in the movie, it took me a minute to like, because at first at first when they showed her jumping into everybody, different people and shit, I'm like, who the fuck is that? And my son was like, and I'm trying to figure out what Spider, because I thought it was a Spider-Man villain. So I said, okay, what Spider-Man villain has that ability to do that? And then when they showed her face, I was like, is that Jean Grey? And then when they announced it, and then my son was like, how did you know that? Almost like I discovered fire, right? He's like, I said, son, I read comic books.
Yeah, but once they cast, I was like, yo, there couldn't be anybody else besides Jean Grey.
The only other person that I heard suspected was that she could have potentially been Rachel Summers. But as soon as you know what she's doing in the movie, like body hopping like that, obviously not.
And it seems like where we meet her at is like, I could see like she's not probably not an X-Men at this point, or like
absolutely
probably still early in Charles's school and whatnot. I think she probably just kind of ran off.
At the start of the movie, or when she's introduced,
or just as a whole, like where she's at that.
I don't know. I disagree.
Because where we meet her at, like where she goes to meet her sister, she could have just like left the school to meet up with her, or they could have possibly both been at the school and probably just don't really like how it is there, maybe, or maybe this is before she goes to the school.
Well, I think this is definitely before she meets the professor, because as we know, when Charles gets a hold of her, he suppresses her power, so she's not at full power while she's an X-Men. So here we see how powerful like Jean is.
Yeah, she kind of untapped her.
Not at the beginning.
What you mean at the beginning?
She's small potatoes at the beginning. Are you kidding me? Did you not? We know that she's small potatoes at the beginning because we're told that it's a small potato problem.
She was jumping at people, but when she got mad, when she was at full power, when she's like upset,
I don't know if that had to do with the getting upset. I think that had to do with them messing with her.
She found out her sister got killed. What you mean?
Well, it had to do if. They weren't messing with her. They were messing with her mind. They were inducing stuff.
Yeah, that drove her to rage. And when she went into carry mode. She went into carry mode, and the whole New York City was in trouble. So that's what I'm saying. Like
not the whole of New York City, but a lot of it.
Oh my God! Anyway, she's super strong. So when Charles gets a hold of her,
she's not at the beginning of the movie. What I'm saying is, at the beginning of the movie. Like Jean Grey is just like, unfortunately, a Pokemon.
How strong was she by the end of the movie, though?
That's what I'm saying. Is at the beginning she's a mutant. By the end of the movie, she's an Omega level mutant.
So
at some point in the future,
from the beginning to the end,
huh?
What changed from the beginning to the end?
When they were screwing with her powers,
they screwed with their powers, and they just unlocked what was already there.
I mean, I guess that's possible. I feel like them messing with her mind is what enhanced her powers.
You trying to mess with my mind right now because you're talking crazy.
It literally happens in the movie. She can only jump so far. They put her in this room. They mess with her mind.
Dude, the point I'm trying to make is that Jean showed how strong she is by the end of this movie. That means that Charles Xavier did not get a hold of her yet.
I agree with you on that. I just feel like we're getting there different ways. I don't think she's an Omega level mutant at the beginning of the movie. She can only jump from person to person at the end of the movie. Like you said, she's got
I can see that.
She's got a 1 kilometer radius.
So why are we agreeing, but you're still disagreeing? What are we agreeing?
Because you're taking the shortcut to get to the answer, and I'm taking the scenic route because I want to enjoy myself.
Oh Lord, you remind me of our boy Terrence.
Okay. I was told that he was going to be here. I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
Terrence drives me up the wall too, man.
Back to the Pokemon point. So she is the first stage at the beginning of the movie. She's the second stage at the end of the movie, and at some point in the near future, because I don't know how many movies she signed on for, but I assume it's going to be at least a couple.
1 billion. She's in there for life. She's a lifer.
Because she's super young, so she's going to be there for a while.
So I feel like we got to take some time because, like you said, we're going to have the whole. She's got to be introduced to Charles. He's got to suppress her powers, and then in the future, Phoenix Force.
Wait, you left out one thing. Yeah, I told my son, I said, you see that girl right there? I said, yeah, this girl is the reason why Scott Summers and Wolverine hate each other. He was like,
yes.
She's married. He said, she's married to Cyclops. I said, yes, and Wolverine's simping over her hard. That girl.
Yeah. And that's good to show like them now, because it's like, all right, like Wolverine ain't gonna be showing up anytime soon, like, because this is a very young Jean Grey, like, most likely, like I said, it's most likely before she goes to, like, I'd be curious to see, like, I'm pretty sure Scott's probably already there at that point. She'll probably be one of the new, like, it's really interesting how they introduced her and whatnot, and seeing her powers and, you know, her unlocking it. And I have a theory about Tramell Tillman's character. I feel like that could be actually Mr. Sinister. That'd be kind of crazy. Like, because you know how he can, like, you know, take different forms and shit like that. So it's like, I could definitely see that being like a reveal or something like that, because he was a good villain. Like, because if you want to say like that was like the actual villain of the movie and stuff like that. But
we've never got Sinister. I think didn't they like tease Sinister in Apocalypse, right? I think after Apocalypse, we were supposed to get Mr. Sinister. So we've never seen. I think that's like one of the only X-Men villains we haven't seen yet. It was Sinister.
Yeah. But I think that was like the strongest, like, some of the strongest character moments was with Peter and with Jean when she goes into his mind and just sees what his Aunt May and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that was really dope.
What I was gonna say earlier, before, you know, Rashad had to be sad that the Hulk didn't get as much time in the movie as he had hoped he did. Yeah. And I was gonna say another good thing is I believe that scene being the scene that they have in a lot of Marvel movies where you gotta talk the villain down. Like, it might not be, like you said, Mr. Metzger, right? That's what his name's supposed to be in the movie.
Mm.
He's the actual villain of the movie. I feel like everybody should be able to get that. Jean Grey's like almost like the patsy villain, but so friggin' strong, it's not funny. Anyway, I feel like that was the best talk down the villain scene that we've ever got.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even to her.
Yeah, she was definitely the decoy villain. Like, she was.
That's an amazing decoy villain.
Yeah. But I want to say too, just real quick, I want to say too, I got shout out to Tom Holland, because I was never a fan of his Spider-Man. Like, you know, Homecoming's probably my least favorite Spider-Man movie, because I'm like, okay,
that's crazy.
This is Spider-Boy, this is Spider-Link, not Spider-Man. This ain't the Spider-Man that I grew up, you know, watching. So this movie, I think he really came into his own as the character, and like, I'm like, physically and everything, like, he got ripped for this movie and everything. Like, he's like more mature now. I'm like, okay, that's Spider-Man. Like, we need more of that.
And that's why I never had an issue with like the home trilogy and stuff, like, you know, because that's what they were kind of setting up. Like, we're seeing like an inexperienced, like, Peter. He's kind of naive. Like, he's in a world with like all these other superheroes and stuff and different idols, and it's just like, what type of direction, what kind of hero do I need to be and stuff. And I like that this is the trilogy that really is going to like kind of separate himself, you know what I'm saying, and just, you know, you see the growth in his character. And also just Tom Holland's like performances, because I think he does get better with these movies as they go along.
Yeah, facts. I mean, because my main issue with Homecoming was that it wasn't a Spider-Man. It was a Spider-Man Iron Man movie. They had to use Iron Man. They had to use Iron Man to not only sell the movie, but also in the movie, it's like, you know, no, this is Spider-Man. Like, let him stand on his own, man. He can stand on his own as a character. Like, Spider-Man puts asses in the seat. You don't think, you know, people want to see Spider-Man. We don't need Iron Man to help him.
But that's why I like how it plays into the narrative as a whole, because he's just a teen at this time. He's just like he's just a kid. He's not going to have it all figured out. So like, he's looking to these other heroes and just like, oh man, this is what it means. Like, I need to rely on this tech, and like, that's what I like about this, where it's just like, you don't need to rely on your tech. You got to rely on your instincts. Like, you know, going back to the Hulk, going back to Jean, going back to Spider-Man. Like he's like when at the beginning of the movie, he's like, oh, I'm both Spider-Man, Peter Parker and Spider-Man. And he brings that kind of back full circle when Jean asks him, like, who are you, Peter Parker or Spider-Man? He's like, I'm both.
Rashad,
yeah.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
I need a little consistency because you just said that we don't need Iron Man in the movie. Spider-Man can stand on his own, which I agree with that. But I also love having Iron Man in the movie.
He doesn't need to be in the okay.
Hold on. Just before, like the movie that we just watched is Spider-Man and the Hulk and the Punisher, and we all loved it.
Okay, do I have the floor now?
Yes.
All right. Well, maybe let me rephrase that. Not that Iron Man did not need to be in the movie, but it's like they needed Iron Man to hold his hand. Iron Man had to be like his mentor. Iron Man, he had to use Iron Man's tech. Iron Man was a big part of Homecoming. He's even on the damn poster. In this movie, the Hulk has one scene. The Hulk has one scene. Okay, him and the Punisher work together as like a buddy cop team. In Homecoming, Tony Stark Iron Man he's the OG, he's the mentor, he's like the dad, he's the guy that has to put Peter in check, he's the guy that has to check Peter, and it's like, dude, you're Spider-Man. Spider-Man's character is that he's the outcast among superheroes. Okay, I don't want to be that guy that has to reference the comic books, but in the comics, Spider-Man is that guy that drives the Fantastic Four crazy because he's a smart ass kid, doesn't listen to nobody. Mm-hmm. But he's his own. He doesn't rely or lean on any superheroes to do what he needs to do. In Homecoming, he worshipped Tony Stark, and that's not Spider-Man. Spider-Man, he's never worshipped Tony Stark.
He's also not been in a position where the Fantastic Four don't exist where he's from. So being that this is a different Spider-Man from the comics.
The point I'm making is that the character of Spider-Man never relied on any superheroes, man.
I was just watching the episode where he was working with like 4 other Spider-Men.
2 other Spider-Men.
No, in the cartoon, it's more than that.
Oh, in the cartoon, talking about the 90s cartoon?
Yeah.
He worked with how many? What? Oh, I remember that episode.
Yeah, the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Man. They're Spider-Man. I'm not talking about other superheroes, dude.
Those are other superheroes.
Yeah, well, let me see how I can get Rashad this time. Technically speaking, stop! I need my blood pressure medication now, man.
I'm trying to get your blood pressure up. I'm just trying to understand which side of the coin we're flipping to.
Jeez.
Because I would be inclined to agree with you. Spider-Man doesn't necessarily need a mentor because he's mostly a loner. I agree with that. But I'm not going to say that. I like this Spider-Man in the MCU working with Iron Man in that movie. I didn't love that. Of course, I love that. Iron Man's my favorite. He's been my favorite since 2008. I watched that movie like 200 times.
But there's a difference between working with him and working for him. Okay, he was like working like he was his little, well, as we say in the on the street, that he was a little nigga. Okay, he was you know what I'm saying? He was the OG.
Not every problem
he was a little
the
homie.
Same solution.
Yeah, Spider-Man was a little homie to Iron Man. There's a difference.
I know, that's why he was there in Civil War.
Yeah. I disagree with with the Homecoming. I think Homecoming is a very underrated Spider-Man movie.
It was. I mean, I ain't hate it. I like every Spider-Man movie, but that was like probably my least favorite though, just because he had.
I mean, you got to put them in order. Something's got to be at the bottom. I get that.
Yeah, I mean, most people say Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I would put that near the bottom, but at least Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Okay,
it was all him. You know what I mean?
So, being that you've led me into this question, my next question is: where of the we got 10 Spider-Man movies now, right?
Is it 10 movies?
Yeah, about 10.
10?
Oh shit.
Okay, where do you rank this one compared to the other ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where are you putting it?
Oh, where do I put Brand New Day out of all the Spider-Man? Does this include the Spider-Verse movies?
No, just the live action ones.
How do you not count that?
Because they're not part of the MCU.
They're Spider-Man movies.
I didn't say that. I didn't say they weren't. I said they're not part
All right,
of the MCU.
okay. So if we're talking just live action, where would I put I would put Brand New Day. Let me see, because to me, Spider-Man 2 is still the best. I think out of all of them.
That's fair.
I say Spider-Man 2. Then I would say Homecoming. Not Homecoming. I'm sorry. No Way Home. Sorry.
Okay.
Spider-Man 2, No Way Home, and then I would say this one.
Interesting.
I would say this one, and then
I also put it at number 3.
Why do people put Spider-Man 2 over 1?
Because Spider-Man 2 just really went more like, okay, to me Spider-Man 1 kind of like,
so people really think Doc Ock was a better villain than Goblin.
Yeah.
Well, who's the secondary villain? Why can't I remember now? There's no secondary villain in the first movie. There's a secondary villain in the second movie, and I can't think of who the hell it is.
In Spider-Man 2?
Yeah.
There was a secondary villain?
I thought there was.
It was Harry. I think it was Harry, right?
I mean, well, Harry...
No, that was the third one.
Harry at the end became... No, well, Harry at the end, he did have that heel turn at the end where he embraced his goblin heritage. But the second movie, it was all Doc Ock.
Man, I just feel like people overrate the second one a little bit.
Okay, can I tell you my issue with the first Spider-Man movie? The Green Goblin costume always irritated the fuck out of me, even when it first came out. As much as I love that movie, that always brought the movie down. If they would have did the No Way Home approach and just had because Willem Dafoe has an interesting face. He has a goblin face. They could
I just think once you get on that rooftop, you know what I'm saying, that scene right there, you know what I'm saying, that just you can't beat that.
Well, I don't know. Just the whole thing about him. About
Goblin
him.
slapping Pete on the back of the head. That's classic, man.
I like the first Spider-Man. I think 2 just went more in depth of Peter as a character, Spider-Man as a character, the conflict he has within himself as being
now I'm not the biggest fan of Tobey Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? But
Lord, here you go.
That's just me. I just don't have that I like those movies, but I don't have that attachment like that. Like
Purp, I just got my pressure down, man. You about to raise it up again?
Man. That's why I just like Tom more, bro. There's just something about Tom Holland Spider I like more than both Andrew and you know what I'm saying. Like he has a little bit of both of them. You know what I'm saying in his character, but also you know what I'm saying.
Okay, well, I think Andrew Garfield. I think Andrew Garfield works best as Spider-Man in the costume, but as Peter Parker, he's too cool to be Peter Parker. You know what I'm saying? I don't buy for a minute that he's
got a little too much Rico Suave.
You know what I'm saying? Andrew Garfield's too cool, man. But as Spider-Man, like he fits the comic book. He's like the most comic accurate Spider-Man out of all of them to me.
Yeah, I think Brand New Day solidified. Tom is the best, man. I think just, and I think that's more so on Destin's part. You know what I'm saying? Really bringing that out, with Tom, and that's what comes down to it. Like you gotta get the right director, and I think what he's brought to these Spider-Man movies is like something new. You know what I'm saying? Even with a lot of the action sequences, I'm just like, yo, this is a beautiful ass like movie to look at a lot of times, and like a lot of really interesting shots. Like even when he's just like crawling out of that web, being in like that that little cocoon thing and shit. Like just the little things, like a little attention to details and stuff is just really dope. And this whole movie just kind of feels like it's like packaged like a reintroduction to the character. Like even though we already know him, but like just. It's going to be interesting to see the direction they take Tom and just Spider-Man and his Peter Parker moving forward. I feel like
Rashad does have a point that the first 3 films is him going from Spider-Boy to Spider-Man, and now he's Spider-Man.
Yeah. Which I had no issues with it, like narratively, because it made sense. Like people would complain about it. That's why it's like I don't understand. Like when people bring up Mary Sue, like if Tom could do everything in the first movie, it'd be boring. Like y'all would complain about that. You'll call him a Gary Sue, or you know what I'm saying. Like he has to have some type of just like middle ground where he has to learn, or just he doesn't have it all figured out.
Well, I mean, Purp, you said you liked the first Spider-Man over 2, but in the first Spider-Man, that happened. Like, first Spider-Man, he went from nerd Peter Parker to, by the end, he was full-blown Spider-Man, doing Spider-Man shit, and it took place within 2 hours.
It's just so weird.
Do 3 movies to do it.
It's just so weird when people like try to periscope like that. Like, you want the person to go through a journey or just already have everything figured out. Like, going, like, I don't want to bring up Star Wars. It's like the Rey situation. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, but check it out. But I mean, okay, so if you take the Tobey Maguire movies, right? Like I said, the first movie was his origin story, but by the end of that first movie, he was full blown Spider-Man, right?
Mm.
And then the second movie, it was him, coming to grips with, okay, I don't want to be Spider-Man no more. I'm sick of this shit. Okay, that's the second act of his journey. Then by the third movie, they like me. They really like me. And he's doing the spider dance, okay? So it shows. So you can do that whole thing in 3 movies, but you don't need to have 3 movies to actually show him being Spider-Boy to Spider-Man. That could be the first movie, and then his adventures after that. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that. But like I said, I don't mind it because it's like
maybe he could have been Spider-Man by the end of the first movie, but you just told me that he doesn't like to listen to the people that are telling him what to do. Like Iron Man.
You talking to me? Are you talking to me?
Little bit.
But this is gonna be fascinating. I want to really see, like, obviously, like, Spider-Man 5 gonna come out, like, they're gonna probably try fast track the fuck out that shit to like 2029. 2030.
Tom Holland's, isn't his contract up to play Spider-Man? I thought he was only like doing like
he gonna movies. I think they like there was some check he's already like
weekend to cut him another check for a few more. It'll be all right.
Yeah, he's at least gonna do 5 and 6. 5 and 6. After that, like, I think that's like by the time we get to 6, which would be interesting because I think there is a way to bring in like Norman Osborn if they want to go that route. Like, because I look at like how the things are being set up with like with Val with the Thunderbolts. I could easily see Val getting shifted out of that position, and maybe Norman Osborn take over that that position, and we get the dark of it. There's a lot of different ways I think they can approach this Spider-Man and bring in Miles and stuff, like, or maybe kill off Tom Holland Spider-Man and bring in Miles, or certain things, or
I have a question for you guys.
Oh, okay, excellent.
I have a question. So, at the end, right, when he does the handshake with Ned, right? So, is that the way to break Doctor Strange's spell? Is to do something that takes you back to how they
nostalgia.
Were before the spell? Yeah. Does nostalgia break? Does nostalgia break the spell? Because I'm like, wait a minute,
it
you can break that easily.
I don't know how deep it goes. Do you think that all of his memories have been unlocked? Because he was friends. He was friends with Peter doing the handshake before he knew he was Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh.
So he doesn't remember he's Spider-Man, but he knows he's Peter.
You know what? Damn. Okay. I think I might agree with you for the first time. Yeah, that's a good ass point.
We just agreed on where we were.
And I think what's happening is like their memories are fragmented. I don't think they quite remember it, but they just know, like, oh, like just similar like MJ, like she's like, I know something is missing. Like, you're just aware of something missing.
It's a terrible girlfriend.
But that's a good ass point, because the whole thing of the spell was that nobody remembers that I'm Spider-Man, right? Or nobody.
Right.
Like you said, they
original
cool.
one.
Yeah, but they were cool. They were best friends before he was Spider-Man. So okay, that's a good ass point.
And then they had to simplify the spell later to be just like everyone has to forget Peter Parker.
Yeah. Damn.
Because I wasn't sure, because that was the first thing that I said. I was like, wait a second. So obviously the knowledge is there, but what is unlocked with the handshake, I don't know the extent of it.
So and then also
it can go either way. They could potentially just go back to being the greatest of friends, or he could be super pissed at him for fucking with his mind and want to blow him up with a little hobgoblin bomb.
But when MJ said, "Oh man, I don't love you," like, I was just like, man, it's like some obsession shit. As like,
it took me back to Star-Lord and Gamora, man. Like that was heartbreaking, man. You know,
yeah,
it was like the same type of situation. Like, damn.
Okay. So she said that. How long is that going to mean anything? Because I think all of us want him to have a different love interest, but
yeah,
Stacey.
Agreed. So
Felicia Hardy.
Just because she doesn't have the memories that he has, how many times has he already saved her since she forgot?
Enough to throw the drawers at him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Like she is building new memories.
Right.
Yeah.
And I like that they went that route instead of like, oh, them just automatically falling back in love with each other. She's like, no, this isn't right. Let's just reset. You know, and I like that she's like, oh, like come up, like I'm sure Ned, you know what I'm saying, she's open to like kind of like, you know, getting to know one another once again, just as friends. And I think they're gonna rekindle that back. Like they should say that for like Spider-Man 6 or some shit. Like end off Spider-Man 6 with him getting MJ.
Well, and another thing I want to give this movie his flowers for is that, you know, that we felt sorry for. Like I felt sorry for Spider-Man Peter Parker, and I haven't felt that about this character in a while. So, you know what I'm saying? And that's another character trait is that, and what makes him so popular is that we feel for this guy because he's got a lot of fucking problems. He's a loner, you know, he's kind of an outcast, and you know, he's got problems. You know, and the quote Corey from Double Toasted, I like my Spider-Man with problems. I felt sorry for him. And I'm like, that's what Spider-Man's supposed to be.
So speaking of feeling sorry for him, I'll parlay off of that with how many times did they have to film the scene where Tom Holland's girlfriend Zendaya has to make out with this other guy right in front of him? How many times did they have to film that?
That's hilarious.
Did they do one take and Tom was like, that one's good enough?
That scene of Jean taking over MJ's body, that was fucking dope. That was crazy.
Okay, so
that was fire.
I lean over to the woman and I was like, oh man, this is some fucking bullshit. She's gonna fucking fall right back in love with him. And then the reveal, I was like, okay, that's some clever ass shit.
But you know what? I did see that coming though. Like within a few lines, I was like, wait a minute, that's probably not even MJ. Too easy, yeah. I was like that. I'd say that's not MJ. That's not
context
MJ.
clues.
Yep.
Yeah, that was really dope, and I like just like showing off what Jean can do, and just like how she's manipulating, just using her, you know, how she was able to just go like kind of infiltrate, you know, damage control that quickly and stuff, and just kind of get up in there and whatnot, and do some major damage. No pun intended, but.
Do you, when we see her at the end of the movie, she's on a bus, right? That's the last time we see her?
Yeah.
MJ?
Is the bus going to a school for gifted children?
That's what they should have ended. Just like her getting off the bus and you just see.
I thought that was going to be the post-credit scene when she's going to show up there and some
people would have popped like, oh shit, that's what it looks like.
God.
It's like a big-ass castle.
I thought it was gonna be two credits, and I thought that was gonna be the mid credit. Then whatever the final. Yeah, but I thought she was going to the school of the gifted. Yep.
School of Gifted sound crazy. That sound like you got like a whole different type of school. They going to a school where so they got padded walls.
Olympics.
Oh shit! Damn.
But yeah, I just don't understand how like you can't watch this movie and not be excited for Doomsday, man. Just like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was.
See, even the baby PB is
pumping.
Yeah,
he's
excited.
Jacked up for. My blood definitely got pumping when it got to the end. And like I said, all the theories that I thought earlier, but I'm relatively confident that is supposed to be just our Spider-Man on Battleworld. But then I was confused because I was like, well, I thought that Battleworld was supposed to be like Earth pulled from these other universes to be all put together. So you have all these different things on one Earth, but we go from Earth to the middle of nowhere.
And I think that's what's going to end up happening. I think whatever Doom does, like however he reshapes like the universe, that's what's going to be the new MCU moving forward and stuff like that.
Because I was talking to Terrence a little bit about it yesterday. He was saying that that Secret Wars is probably going to be a combination of the 80s Secret Wars, whether on Battle World, and then the newer one that took place when Doom was like when he was God Doom, when he had on all white. And so I guess it's good. It's supposed to be like I guess a combination of both of those, which would be crazy because God Doom is like basically unstoppable. Like you can't. He's like that dude's power level is like through the roof, man.
Almost like he could stop a weapon forged in a dying star with two fingers.
He snatched Thanos' fucking spine out of his fucking.
Oh, I know. I've seen
that
that's
picture in
many places.
Yeah. And that's going to be interesting to see. Like, are they going to kill off this version of Doom, or how I would do it is like have it make it seem like he's dead, but he's not. But like that's like the main Doom. But like you could have so then like after that you could probably recast, Robert Downey Jr. at that point and just get somebody else to play Doom at that point, and then like that would be our main Doom for the rest of that, like him coming back in a Fantastic Four movie, being the villain and stuff like that, or.
Yeah, because Fantastic Four is not even the Fantastic Four of that universe, right? Of the main MCU universe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's how you bring it. Like, however the world looks, and that's literally how it's gonna be. You have all these different worlds. It's not gonna look like regular Earth. Like you're gonna have all these different people, and which is gonna cause conflict. And be like, who the fuck are these mutants? These muties? You know what I'm saying? Who are these? But that's gonna be really and Spider-Man being the person to make the inhibitor collars and stuff, like that's going to be pretty interesting. And I like this. I think this is a good starting off point, or just kind of teasing us for getting us ready for the mutant saga and stuff like that. And
what better way to do it than a Spider-Man movie? Because like this Spider-Man's so mainstream, everybody's going to see this movie. So I think that was a perfect time to introduce the mutants to the masses.
Now, but Marvel has been on some bullshit lately. As we're going to close off, talk about this. They canceled Wonder Man.
Oh yeah,
and
what the fuck?
They're getting they not doing Blade. There seems to just be a pattern of them just not doing anything with their black characters, and people are calling them out on that.
Yeah,
rightfully so, because it's like you couldn't get the Blade going, but then we got Ghost Rider, which I'm excited for, but it's just like fuck, you're gonna get a Ghost Rider in like 2 years, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
You could make a Black Panther 2 in 2 years, but you can't make a Blade movie.
Yeah, well, even with Black Panther, T'Challa is like the main Black Panther that everybody knows, but instead of recasting it, you're just gonna get this other guy to play T'Challa's son. It's like no, just get recast T'Challa.
Yeah, and it's like I would have rather Black Panther 2 get shelved. You know what I'm saying? We should have like this should have been an announcement for Black Panther 2, because this would have been a perfect time. It's enough time for like, people to kind of to really settle in on like Chadwick, and it's been 10 years. Like Shang-Chi is already taken like damn near 10 years to come out with their sequel. So it's like, why not wait? You couldn't wait for Black Panther and stuff like that.
I think that was a money move, because the first Black Panther was not supposed to be that successful. So the fact that it made the money that it did, it's like, okay, let's strike while the iron's hot. Because
I like that
thing to do.
I like this comment. They killed Doom, but it's a Doom bot.
So is it that the Doom bot is the only one that looks like Robert Downey Jr. and Doom looks different?
Eventually, yeah, because RDJ is about 60 and he can't play that motherfucker forever.
Well, nobody has to play anybody forever. I mean, did you have a problem with Alfred Molina coming back as the Octopus 20 years later?
Well, didn't they de-age him?
I don't know.
A little bit, yeah.
But you can only de-age so much, because they also de-aged Harrison Ford, but he still fucking moved on screen like an 80-year-old.
Oh god, don't remind me of that shit.
They're going to use some AI. Going to use AI in the future for some of these movies. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to Doomsday. Spider-Man: Brand New Day is definitely one of the best. Like just. Because it's not only like it's high street level shit, it reestablishes like who Tom Holland is as Spider-Man, and just this Peter Parker, and how they're going to go about with certain X-Men, or at least one so far.
With the X-Men, do you think they're going to like do like old school X-Men, like the first X-Men were, of course, Jean, Scott, Beast, Iceman, and Angel. You think they're gonna?
Yeah, they'll probably throw in like I think they want to. They'll probably throw because they want Rogue in there too, so they'll probably put Rogue. I think it'll be a mixture of like old and I think they'll at least have six or seven, maybe. Yeah, Jean.
Yeah, because the original is Jean, Scott, Beast, Iceman, and Angel. That's the original 5.
And they could add like Rogue in there just to kind of remix it.
Mm-hmm. And of course,
you can't have the X-Men without Wolverine.
No, he's gonna show up in a different. He's gonna have his own shit, but he shouldn't show up. Don't like we can sit on Wolverine for like the longest time. He don't need to be a part of like he shouldn't even be a part of the first trilogy. To be honest.
You know what's funny? Even when they did First Class, and First Class is supposed to be based off the original X-Men, right? But they couldn't help but shoehorn Wolverine in there in a cameo. They couldn't help themselves, man. Like we got to have Wolverine somewhere, somehow in this movie. You know, even though it has nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
I mean,
but we're gonna eventually get a new Tony Stark because that's what they're saying. Armor Wars is they're reshaping that to end up being like a reintroduction to Tony Stark.
Jackman's Wolverine is the only character that can compete with Tony Stark's Iron Man as far as recognition,
popularity. Yeah.
But whoever ends up taking up like
now
Wolverine,
he gets to be fucking Doom.
You know who I think should do it? What's the dude's name? No. I could see him, but I don't think he would want to do a Marvel movie. Old boy, what is fuck his name? He's always in everything. Damn.
What
shit.
Tell me what he's in. Don't tell me his name.
I just recently watched the movie he was in with Samara Weaving. It was called Caroline.
You watch that.
That was really good. I recommend. It's like some Bonnie and Clyde shit.
I just saw the comment that she's cast as Emma Frost.
Yeah. She's gonna be Emma Frost. But what you were gonna look something up, PV, or?
No, I thought you were gonna mention something that I might have seen this person in, and then I'd know who
he was also in Scream 5. What the fuck is his name? He's like Chandler, not Chandler.
Okay, let me look up.
But he was also in like the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot, right? But he's always been popping up in different movies. Man.
You say he's in the Elm Street remake, the 2010 remake?
Yeah, but the most recent movie I just watched with him in, it was with him and Samara. It's like Caroline.
White dude, black dude.
White dude.
Yeah, no Black Wolverine, man. You crazy?
Why not?
Yeah, we go crazy.
People lose their fucking minds. You have a Black Wolverine.
Like, there are only certain characters that you could not change the color of because it just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, Wolverine. You got to keep Wool.
Because I'm not gonna lie. I think we all agree. If you take any random other race, it can be Asian, it could be black, it could be red, it could be yellow. It doesn't matter. Pick any of the other colors besides pasty ass ginger. Shave his head bald. Put him in a floating yellow chair. We're all gonna know who the fuck it is.
Well, wait, but here's the thing, okay? But if you race swap a character, it has to be like it did. Like, so, for example, you're not gonna get a black Peter Parker, but you can't have Miles Morales, okay? But they're both Spider-Man, so if they're gonna do a black Wolverine, he can't be Logan. You know, Logan.
Yeah, be Drake. It's gonna be Drake.
Oh, okay.
Same is gonna be Drake.
Yeah, that's some shit.
He's black Canadian.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be interesting. I think Tom Hardy, like that was a missed opportunity to have Tom Hardy in the early 2010s to just kind of be the new. You know what I'm saying? He was the perfect. But also, but I wish I knew this motherfucker's name.
If we were in the 80s, Mel Gibson would have been the perfect Wolverine.
I mean, I don't think you're talking about Jack Quaid, obviously.
No.
Dylan Minnette. He's kind of a pasty looking white dude. You got
what cast you got up?
Scream 5.
Scream 5. Okay, because he was the dude that got killed. It was the car shit. He got killed on the car.
I did not watch that movie.
I know it's Rashad did, but he knows what I'm talking
about. Time. Yeah, I watched it one time. I don't remember it.
All right, keep going down the males.
Skeet Ulrich, which what the hell is he?
I'll keep going.
Below that, Kyle Gallner.
Yes, Kyle Gallner. That dude,
guy with the super thick eyebrows.
Yes. He's in a lot of fucking movies. He always pops up and stuff, but he's normal.
You think he could be Wolverine?
Yeah, for sure.
What's his name? Kyle what?
Gallner, Gallner. He's 39 years old.
Just from looking.
He was in Smile. I watched that one.
Yeah,
and Smile too.
He's in you'll see him in now you'll see him in mad movies. He's always just like a character he's always a character just getting killed off, or
you know what? He looks like he could be that scruffy character with the long sideburns and shit with the Wolverine hair and hey bub.
but Jeremy Allen White, I wouldn't be mad at that. I think because he's young enough he could play Wolverine for a few years.
Yeah, the next guy they cast Wolverine should be comic accurate, not 5'3", but not as tall as Hugh Jackman.
Are we making everything relative, or are we just randomly throwing stuff out there because Sadie Sink is 24 and she's playing Jean Grey?
Yeah,
Logan's got to be roughly the same age as far as the actors are considered to make it.
Yeah, but by the time we get to that,
is going to be much older because he's born in 1860 or 1760 or something.
By the time we get to the first X-Men, though, she'll be damn near pushing 30. So
agreed. But this guy's already 39. He's 15 years older than her.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, touch him up a bit.
Interesting. Then we're gonna get I think they're gonna eventually get we're gonna get new Steve Rogers eventually down the line, and people are gonna be mad. And
do you think? Okay, so Kevin Feige said that it's gonna be much easier to follow after Secret Wars because everything's getting reset. We're gonna be on one Earth with all. Because I think after some people are gonna stay and continue to be themselves, and other people are going to be completely different.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is, since we're going to the mutant side, I think what's going to happen is things are going to flip where I think Secret Wars could very much be the very last Avengers movie we see for a hot minute, because I think they're going to want to make the X-Men be that new event,
right,
kind of thing, and then probably 10 years from now we do another Avengers or something our Avengers X-Men kind of crossover thing again.
Yeah, we can call it Avengers Apocalypse.
And that's why I say it'd make it easier to kind of follow things, because you'll still have your Thors here and there and stuff like that, or but mostly it will just be X-Men centric type of story. So
so if we're doing a mutant saga, is an X-Men movie going to be an Avengers level film?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, eventually, yeah.
So we're going to get character films. This is a Jean Grey character film. I don't know if she's going to get one where she is the protagonist all by herself. I don't know. Maybe she does. Maybe she just shows up and whenever they get around to making a fucking X-Men movie. But
no. I don't know if they'll do that per se outside of a Wolverine movie. Probably.
You don't think we're gonna get a Cyclops movie?
Nah, hell no.
No. I think just solely the X-Men movies will replace the Avengers movies for the event.
Yeah, for the event. But as far as the X-Men goes, only ones I could probably headline a movie, of course, is Wolverine and Magneto and probably even I think Nightcrawler could probably headline a movie. You can do a Nightcrawler film.
You'll see, but what you'll see is see other X-Men pop up in what you'll see is other X-Men pop up they have been in other things and stuff, and then leading into the X-Men, that'll be the big, thing to end the phase.
There'll be a random. I mean, I guess Namor's a mutant, right?
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Okay, so then you're gonna have a random mutant show up in the next Shang-Chi.
I was gonna say Jubilee, but that would been kind of fucked up. But
especially with the way X-Men 97 has been going, man. I can't wait to see how the movies play out, man. Because I'm loving X-Men 97. So there's so many. There's endless stories you can tell with the X-Men. You know.
Yeah, I just wish the pacing was a little like they would slow down a bit, but.
Oh, for X-Men 97, yeah, you think it's slowed down?
Yeah, it's just
no,
it just jumps. It just jumps around too much. Like I'm just like, bro, you don't gotta jump around so much. Like you could just.
I thought that was one of the things that they did excellent in Brand New Day was letting you sit just along with the emotional stuff, just long enough, not too long.
Yeah, man. So yeah,
I don't want to sit there and be feeling sad the whole time.
Well, my son said he felt depressed after a while. He's like, yeah, this movie kind of left me depressed a little bit. Yeah, that's the thing. I think this is definitely more. Well, here's the thing, man. I think kids probably won't like it as much as adults would, and that's unfortunate because Spider-Man really is for kids. You know, kids do the Spider-Man, with the webs and shit. But I think it's mostly for like nerds like us that can appreciate it. But kind of like with Superman last year, I think kids are gonna be like, it was okay, but wish I had more action.
I think the kids are like that now, like your son and probably younger. I think maybe when they're older, they'll have more of an appreciation for like this version of Superman or like this version, like what I'm saying, down the line. Similar to how like certain movies will grow on us, like
because I mean, I ain't gonna lie. First, I ain't like Empire Strikes Back. When I was a kid, Empire Strikes Back was like, I don't like this. I like Return of the Jedi. I like Return of the Jedi and the Ewoks. But then when I got like 10, 11, when I became 10, 11 years old, I said, I love this movie. It was just the greatest.
How old are you, Rashad?
I'll be 47 in a few weeks.
Oh, okay.
47.
I'll be 47 in a few weeks. Shut up.
I thought you were at least 45. Damn, I think. Man, it's almost there 50, man.
So I didn't have the opportunity to watch them when I was a real little kid. I feel like the first time I seen Star Wars, I probably would have been maybe 5 or 6. And I thought Empire Strikes Back was spectacular. I was like, that's a ship.
I didn't like it as a kid. I didn't like it because it was just too serious, too dark in tones, kind of like this movie, And of course, it ended on a cliffhanger. And I'm like, this kind of sucked,
But that's like the.
Good.
No, I was gonna say like that's kind of like the opposite. Like for me, like there's movies that I watched when I was a kid or just like a teen. I absolutely like went stupid crazy for, but then I watch now. It's just like I guess because I'm like into like a lot more movies and now I'm just kind of completely different taste now. It's like I get shit for this, but like it's just like how I look at the Dark Knight or just the Dark Knight trilogy. It's like I'm not as fond of it as I once was when I first saw it. Because it's been so many fucking years, right? But like, I still love the Dark Knight, like solely for Heath Ledger's Joker and Two-Face shit. But like, I really don't like Rachel. That movie, I don't know why. I don't know why nobody complains more about that shit. Like Rachel, that whole Rachel subplot, it's just like she could have died in the first movie. The more I watch that, like,
damn,
you could have had somebody else.
I'm not a huge fan of Maggie Gyllenhaal, but I was going back and forth with some freaking on Twitter because I see a random post and it says the movie The Dark Knight hasn't aged well, and I was like, what the fuck do you mean hasn't aged well? I was like hasn't aged well means that it's like a time period piece where all of the cultural references are only going to be understood while the movie is active. The CGI looks dated. The characters' motivations and resolutions don't apply to where we are in society today. I was like, that's what it means when a movie doesn't age well. And he goes into like plot holes. And I was like, guy, if these are plot holes for you, which I didn't agree with what his plot holes are. I don't even remember what he said, but I know that's what he said. I was like, that's something that is apparent when you initially watch the movie that has nothing to do with the movie aging at all.
Right.
I was like, I can't believe people can be this fucking stupid and purport themselves like they know what the fuck they're talking about.
But now I can say there's some inconsistencies because like when even looking at like Gotham in Batman Begins and looking at like, bro, it's just like what happened to this movie? Like we're in two different places. Like I was like, this looks like fucking Metropolis, and then we go into like fucking where are they at, Chicago.
It looked like New York or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, because it definitely. I was just like, certain things just don't. I don't know. Maybe I was tripping, but I don't know. But there's certain things that like rub me the wrong way about it. But like overall, I like the Dark Knight trilogy. for sure. Like, but if we're talking about Chris Nolan movies, like I would say Dark Knight is still top 5, probably at 5. But like I got other movies over it. But
my number 1.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm a fucking Batman fan. I love Batman.
But I'm curious to see how I feel when I watch it tomorrow. Because, like I said, going into it tomorrow, I'm going into it now knowing what the movie is and not, So I don't know. I might listen because as of right now, Brand New Day gets 4 out of 5 for me. B+ grade. But hey, I might bump it up to an A tomorrow. I'll see how I feel when I watch it again.
And I think out of all of Tom's movies, I think this one's going to be. Has the most rewatch value because I think it's like the most consistent and like paced well. Like I think it pleases. I think it like more people will be happy with this than his original trilogy. You know what I'm saying? As far as how they handle Spider-Man and just the direction overall.
We know Rashad's gonna love this trilogy more. It doesn't have Iron Man.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, okay. So this is the last thing I'm gonna say about this movie, right? Like my biggest complaint, and not just with this movie, but with a lot of action movies now, with a lot of Marvel movies now, my biggest complaint is, and had the same issue with He-Man. When it comes to the climax, when it comes to the final battle, right? That where you're supposed to leave the theater feeling like, damn, that was badass. Like the way I felt when I left the Odyssey. The Odyssey was kind of like, but then when I left, I said, God damn, that was badass.
Because they slaughtered everyone at the end?
What? Hey, let me finish. So when it gets to the final scene, why is the climate? Why is the final battle always interrupted by like a dream sequence or a premonition of characters sitting talking and yes, tap into your feelings and yes, I forgive you. It's always some corny shit, some dialogue. And I'm like, no fucking dialogue.
That's my
fucking dialogue. Give us some action. That was my favorite. I'm like, dog, this is,
that was the best scene in the whole fucking movie.
Imagine watching Star Wars, right? It's the middle of the Death Star scene, and it cuts to Luke and Leia having an introspective conversation. Yes, well, the Death Star is either no, just get to the Death Star blows up. You see what am I making sense of what I'm saying?
No, because like it's because some of that is just like building up, like you gotta build up the dramatics, so you gotta gotta tug at the heartstrings, because like I ain't gonna hold you. I was getting a little misty eyed at the end, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Rashad is a comic guy, obviously. How many times in the comic are the villains taken down by being talked down instead of being beat down?
But we're watching a movie. We're watching a movie.
I asked you about the comics.
Okay, yes, that happens in the comics.
Right. So, but you don't want it to happen in a movie.
A movie is supposed to leave with a big fucking climax, a battle, the final.
I feel like with a movie, you're supposed to leave with some kind of emotion. Like you shouldn't leave with any kind of emotion. Now, some are positive, some are negative, and it does come down to how you want to view it. Because when I left the fucking Last Jedi, I was fucking pissed. That's a fucking emotion.
PB, can we get the emotion after the Death Star blows up? Okay, can we blow up the Death Star, then get the emotion?
But the whole point of changing her character, it has to happen in the moment, or else she's gonna fucking murder like fucking 5, 6, 7 million people.
But, I mean, because same thing with the Thunderbolts, right? Where this shit's going down, but in the Thunderbolts it makes more sense with with the Void and all that shit. But you see what I'm saying? Though, it's like you're in the middle of action, and then it cuts to talking. He-Man did that shit. It pissed me off. Hold up. Superman did that shit. It pissed me off.
But it's fair. But hold on. But it's different. It's different with this because, like, yes, they go into like they have that whole moment with Jean and Spider-Man in their mind, but then like Spider-Man quickly, like at the same time, he's like in this in his own head, which is fucking trippy as hell. He's in his own head, and he still senses the bullet. He hears that shit cock. He's like, oh shit! He quickly like snaps out that shit, just like hold on, that shit was crazy.
So what Rashad is telling me is that he wants the ending to be more like the ending of the Paramount MCU. Whiplash killed, right?
What?
Ironmonger killed. I guess Loki wasn't killed in Thor. Red Skull we thought
Loki
was
never
killed.
dies.
Okay. The Battle of New York in the first Avengers. Did they stop that shit to have conversations and introspectives? No, it was the Battle of New York. And when that shit went off, when the battle was over with, people applauded like, damn, that's the climax.
I agree. It was spectacular. I love that movie.
Yeah.
But they were fighting a evil bad guy instead of a misguided bad guy who's meant to be a hero.
True.
Like, you knew that was going to happen, and it wasn't going to be Spider-Man punching Jean Grey in the face that turned her good. Because you knew she was going to turn good, right?
Yeah, we knew she was going to turn babyface.
Right, we knew she was going to turn babyface. Yes. So how else are you supposed to do it other than giving an emotional moment with Aunt May when she was still alive that we ain't never seen before, and it works to help Spider-Man and her in the same moment. Fucking spectacular.
I gasped when Tom put hands on his wife. I was like, "Oh, don't do that, Tom! Don't swing on her! don't hit her in the kiss her, man!"
I tell you who I was scared for. I was scared for MJ when they was at Frank's house, right? And she was looking at his the shrine of his family, and and Frank snapped on like, "Hey, get the fuck away from here!" I said, "Oh my god,
terrible.
MJ's about to die."
In this movie, she's terrible. She's a shit girlfriend. The boyfriend is like, all I want you to do is to let me in so that we can have, a relationship. She's like, no, I got to keep you at arm's length. And then Frank tells her, rule number 1, you don't fucking touch shit. And what does she do? She fucking touches shit. What a bitch.
Yeah, I thought she was. I said, oh my god, I said MJ's about to die. Frank is gonna kill her.
No, I'm saying that she touched the stuff when she found the note after they left.
Well,
you talk Frank into leaving so you can go through his stash? What the hell?
Well, Zendaya's version of MJ has always been rebellious and never listened. If you look back at these movies, she's always been that character where
she's better than Kirsten, better than old girl
Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah, because she was for the streets.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
Kirsten Dunst was for the streets. She was like a real villain. If you watch that,
no, I get how
she was terrible.
Her Mary Jane in the movie is a total fucking bitch to Peter Parker, and he's got his Mary Jane obsession. Like, I get that, I can agree with that, but I don't like her as in Zendaya more than Kirsten Dunst as an actor.
Well, I don't know that when you said Kirsten Dunst, the first thing I thought about was the rain scene in the first Spider-Man and the turkeys that were done. Yeah, but
that was Halloween years ago.
That was the perfect amount of years ago for me. I was like, what? That came out in 2000.
Look at her now.
2002.
Came out in 2002.
She's aged good. She was in that movie Civil War. I thought she looked good. Maybe I'm just getting old, shit. But she looked good in Civil War.
Civil War.
The A24 Civil War, not Marvel Civil War. The Civil War.
I knew that. I didn't. I knew it wasn't the Marvel one, so I wasn't sure which one you were talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much the stream for the night.
Oh my god, I feel like I got so much more to say. I got 1,000.
What did you want to say?
For Rashad. I don't know. You spark another idea in me, and I'll just go off.
Okay,
so did either of you watch the original Daredevil on Netflix?
The what?
Yeah, the Netflix. Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, so I'm hearing from one review that I watched, and I don't remember who the fuck it was off the top of my head now, because it was like a short. He said that the hand seemed depowered in this film compared to
we forgot to mention that. Yes, that was another complaint of mine. The hand was made to look like the Foot Clan from 1990 Ninja Turtles. and even though the Foot Clan is a copycat of the hand, but you don't have to put that in the fucking move. Like, the hand was made look like little bitches. The hand was no joke.
I mean,
they was going in though. They were doing some like Cross the Tiger shit. Like, if Spider-Man didn't have to get juiced up, bro, they was packing him up.
I mean, I felt a little shortchanged because everybody, when it came out in the trailer or the poster or whatever, where it's him jumping towards the hand like outside, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought it was gonna be like the Hulk and Daredevil.
They thought that was gonna be the big fight scene, but that was we're moving on from the hand in the first 5 minutes of the film. You get a
just
I was
like
like, oh
Tombstone.
fuck, man.
Yeah.
And then they show up, and I don't know. I thought that fight was pretty dope. Do either of you think that somebody, because I don't know who they're going to use as a Mr. Metzger type character, is going to steal Peter Parker's inhibitor chip so that they can put it on the mutants?
You gotta get Stryker in there. What's his name?
Trask.
Trask.
Stryker. I mean, those are the two big names that come to mind.
That's like the most. That's the first person that always shows up. Stryker or some shit like I think that's the easiest person to kind of like get in there, introduce.
Do you think they're going to steal his tech to make the inhibitors?
Most likely.
Possibly. He'd be look for funding from Ross and shit like.
Yeah, but facts about the hand, because even the whole thing about them being what do you call them, misguided kids that needed direction or something like that. I'm like, do they know who the fuck the hand is? Are you serious right now?
That's what makes me think that like Tremel Tillman's character is not who he says he is. Like I think he's gonna play a much larger role. Like I could very much think like that could be Mr. Sinister. That'd be crazy. Maybe Mr. Sinister Black.
That'd be fucking crazy. Yeah.
And they know like he's just like blackface. He just takes off his mask and he's like his white dude. Like
for a hot second, I thought that it was the guy who played Black Lightning. Like when he first flashed up on the screen, I was like, "Holy shit!" Oh no, that's not.
Yeah,
Severance.
He's in Severance.
He's great in Severance. Yeah, he's
the guy from this movie.
Yeah, that's Tremel. Yeah,
I only ever watched the first episode.
Fire, man. He's great in that, man. That's why I was like, he's a perfect villain. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I want to see where they're gonna go with the X-Men. They're really ramping that up.
Oh yeah.
I expect that since like the only two movies next year will be now 2028. I mean, it's going to be Black Panther 3 and Ghost Rider. I'm gonna say Knight Rider.
What the fuck are we supposed to do for the year in between Doomsday and Secret Wars? How the fuck do you not put a movie in between?
Wait, so Secret Wars is 28, right?
27.
No, 27.
27.
As of now.
Oh.
It's supposed to come out like 1 day short of a year later, or 1 day more than a year. Whichever way the calendar works out. I don't know if it moves forward.
I'm okay with that because when you give us too much MCU shit,
that's what Kev said.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
And
he said
so that makes
what was that, like 2-3 years ago? And they're like, we gotta refocus.
Yeah. So I think by 2029, because I know like they had movies slated for that. I think the 2029 movies will be Shang-Chi 2, and I don't know if it'll be X-Men. I think it'll be. I would lean more towards Shang-Chi 2 and Fantastic Four sequel, and then 2030 will be when we kick things off with the first X-Men movie.
How much longer are we supposed to wait for another Spider-Man movie?
I think that's gonna come out in the next. I think that's gonna come out in the next 3 years. Well, I don't think we're gonna wait another 5 years.
Well, I know we're getting this next Spider-Verse movie next year, but then
live action, bro. Do you know how big that's gonna be? Like just off the backs of this shit, like that movie. Because I think I think Cross is definitely gonna hit $1 billion. I think 1.5. I think it's probably even close to 2 billion.
Because dog, if we're talking about if you're talking about the best Spider-Man movies, including those movies, man, definitely.
The Spider-Verse movies are the best.
And Spider-Verse, the Cross Spider-Verse, be number 2 for me.
So you put both of those movies ahead of all the live action?
Absolutely.
The Spider-Verse movies are fire, bro.
Yeah, like Miles just got.
They make nearly as much money.
They're animated.
They're fire.
Fucking Toy Story's fucking animated. Don't give me that fucking excuse. Animated.
That's Toy Story.
It's animated. How's it make money?
And also, like when Beyond came out, like it was kind of stacked when it came out. So if that had a whole month to itself, it would have made $1 billion easily.
Right, but this movie's gonna make like $2 billion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you think this is gonna be the highest grossing Spider-Man movie, or even probably MCU movie until
what brand new day?
Yeah, brand new day.
Already seen it twice. You're going to see it a second time.
I'm gonna try to go see it again tonight.
Right,
and probably see it another again.
I would like to go and see it again, but having a wee little baby here makes it difficult to go and see movies because I'm not about to be that fucking guy.
Yeah, bringing a baby. Like, hey, you guy, take your baby as well.
Right.
The last time that happened to me was I went to see a Scary Movie, and this couple came in with a newborn baby, and I'm like, why would you bring your newborn baby?
They need to make like a baby pod where you could just stick a baby in there and just like soundproof. You just put your baby in there.
Well, you have to know when to bring the baby. Okay, the first movie I ever brought my daughter to see, she was 2 years old. I took her to see Rise of the Silver Surfer, but she was 2. And she slept through the whole damn movie. But you don't bring a fucking newborn to 3-month-old baby to the fucking movie.
Well, he's 8 months, but I can't guarantee that he's gonna be quiet the whole time.
Yeah, well,
like there was in my theater, there was
she a chip off the old block, just falling asleep with the thing.
Wow, was that for me, Purp? No,
chip off the old block.
She did, man. She slept through the whole movie, and I got mad. I was like, "How many fuck was the first movie I ever took you to?" Yeah,
how much this shit was? This is $10 ticket.
Yeah, man, that's you ain't shit.
Yeah.
Curse my 2-year-old.
That's why I would be upset. Like, I don't care if it's family members. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you waste my ticket, you better stay the fuck up.
Oh, wait a minute, and I got one even better. So that same year, 2 years old, I took her to see Transformers, and Megatron scared her. So she was up, but Megatron scared her so much that she cried, and we had to leave because Megatron freaked.
Are you taking your son to see the Transformers re-release?
When's that drop?
I think that's this month or next month.
Oh yeah,
or probably September.
My son, he's 10. He's 10 now. Yeah.
Megan Fox on the big screen. This is a good choice.
Oh, listen, he was
no. It's the animated John we're talking about.
Oh,
they re-released.
Oh, yeah, the 40th anniversary version.
Fuck that movie.
What?
Listen, you don't want to traumatize your son.
That movie traumatized so many kids, including myself, in the 80s, man. And to this day, I want to fight Hot Rod. If I
would have probably cheered. Ooh. To be honest, if I saw that, I would have probably cheered because I was always like, you know what I'm saying, on the other side. I was always a Decepticon.
Oh my god!
Did I already ask you guys about the rumor that allegedly the test screens, the end of the movie used to be Peter Parker dying?
Oh, for this one?
Yep. That was the rumor.
I can see it. And he's probably going to get the black suit.
Like, I feel like he wouldn't have necessarily died.
They were probably bringing the symbiote because, like, people are like, they definitely wanted to bring in the symbiote in this movie. You could definitely
the movie just ended where he gets shot. Like, he gets shot, he starts bleeding, and she's like, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me, and then boom, end.
Yeah, well, Perp, at first I thought when they did the post-credit scene when they went to space, my first thought was the symbiote and Venom, but then it clicked. I was like, oh, no, that's Battle World, Secret World.
Mm-hmm. But I definitely think that's going to, like, I think they keep saying, like, oh, man, like, we hope to get Venom. I think that's going to be the play. Like, we're going to get Spider-Man 5. He's going to get the black suit, and then, like, something's going to happen, and he'd be able to kind of, like, and they'll probably set up for like, because one gripe I could see people bringing up with this movie is he doesn't necessarily have a villain that's going to be the overarching villain. Like, we haven't seen who's going to be the overarching villain for this trilogy. And I think that's intentional.
I understand that criticism. Yeah. And the Man Spider thing, right? Okay, so if you watch the cartoon from the 90s, you know that he actually transforms into an actual fucking spider. So with the whole,
they were gonna have a nightmare scene.
Yeah, so the whole thing with the mutants and shit, I was like, I was waiting for, like, damn, we're gonna see the Man Spider, and it never happened.
I don't think. I'm cool at how they like showed it because that shit would probably look really ugly. Like, they had to really get some ugly CGI to kind of make that shit. I don't know if like it would have looked.
I remember watching the cartoon. Like, the cartoon kind of freaked me out because at first you just see him grow the 6 arms, like the 4 of the arms, and then eventually, like, he transforms to like the 4th creature.
I do like the idea, like, they should have kept in, like, the fact that they were going to have a nightmare scene of him as the Man Spider to kind of just hint at it or something like that. That'd been pretty cool.
Yeah.
But overall, I think the movie did what it needed to do as far as, like, establishing who this Peter Parker is and like Tom Holland's Spider-Man and setting up things for the future and stuff. Yeah, man, like I thought it was just fun.
Oh, and technically speaking, the symbiote, I guess, is supposed to be here already because didn't No Way Home end with Tom Hardy's Venom?
Yeah, they didn't even like they didn't really do nothing. That's why I said they could probably bring that back at some point.
Okay.
You know, people will complain about like, oh, it took y'all motherfuckers 10 years to bring their shit back, but it's here or whatever.
Because dog, like black suit Spider-Man on Battle World, man, that would be fucking epic.
Because I think either like you end off Tom's trilogy with Venom, I think that would be really dope. Instead of like, or you bring it full circle and you get a new Green Goblin in there,
right? I'm with that.
Or a Hobgoblin. But yeah, I appreciate people that pulled up. Leave y'all comments and thoughts and what you would rate this Spider-Man. Your predictions for what's next. Are you excited for Doomsday?
Yeah.
Till next time. Out.